Hello guys, David here and welcome back to another video. I'm in a fantastic mood at the moment because if you haven't seen on Twitter, I have bought a new computer. It will arrive hopefully at the start of December. This is nothing to do with that, to be completely honest, but I'll give you guys an update anyway in case you watch this. So yeah, that's going to arrive. Hopefully that will mean that the saves beyond the beta will start in earnest once that's arrived and set up. This video though, is going to be my first half yearly update on top of the blogs that I've talked about, as you will know, on my Spurs save. So without any further ado, roll the intro and let's go. Okie dokie, guys, halfway into season number 1. I say halfway, I've played 19 games. Coronavirus makes things weird in Football Manager 2021 because everyone's played loads of different games. So I don't really know if that's going to, it's technically half season, but we'll go there anyway. I'm going to try and do this all in FM. I'm going to try and avoid the bits that I know off the top of my head will limit the fact that the FPS drops and so on and so forth. If you're seeing this and it's live and I'm still on FM in about 5-10 minutes time, great, it's worked. That's the main thing. So, since the start of the season, it's been a bit hit and miss, to be honest. As you can see, we're losing a bit of money, to be completely honest, but I think that again, that's limited by the C word. It's the last time I say it, I promise. We started off really well, actually. Try not to go right down to the bottom straight away, although you can't actually see the bit I'm about to refer to, so it's not the end of the world. So we started off absolutely fine. Friendlies wise, the only one was a disappointing defeat to Augsburg, but it's friendlies. I don't really mind about that, to be honest. I don't manage them anyway. I actually managed 2 of them just to see how the match engine and stuff worked before I went into real games. So I did manage the games against the Tottenham 11 and Olympique Marseille, which was quite fun just to get used to things. And then the first sort of month and a half to 2.5 months of the season went really well. As you can see, we were winning. We were unbeaten until the end of November, which is what 20 games ish, 17 games. I think I know. I think it's 17 because I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere on a news article that came through. A couple of disappointing results, I think we'd probably say. So things like the draw with Wolves, the draw against Southampton, draw against West Ham, disappointing results. I've got to be honest. And there was one other one which can't remember. Oh yeah, the draw against Real San Sebastian or Real Sociedad, I think they are, in the Europa League as well. But other than that, it didn't go too badly. You see, we got through our 2 games, or our 3 games, sorry, in the Europa League quite comfortably in the end. That 2-1 against Lokomotiva was nowhere near as worrying as it might have looked. And we've had some pretty good results in the league as well. We went through to the Carabao Cup quarter-final on penalties against Man United. Jesse Lingard scored 2 in that game. How? Has it been logged as a bug? I don't know. And yeah, generally it was looking pretty good. League-wise, yeah, absolutely fine. We were doing pretty well in the cups, in the Europa League and stuff like that as well. So I was pretty happy. Yeah. Then where did this happen? Right, this is a big point. And again, if you follow me on Twitter, you'd have seen this. I think this was the last game he played. Let me see. Yeah, this is the gap. So we played Leeds on the 8th of November, and Harry Kane scored a brace. Cool, really happy with that. Obviously, one with a penalty, as you'd expect. He went away on international duty. He came back, and I was alerted by my news article, by inbox thing, whatever you want to call it, that he is out for the next 6 to 8 months with a damaged cruciate ligament by a tackle in a game against Iceland. I've still not had confirmation from Gareth Southgate that it definitely wasn't Jordan Pickford. So jury's still out on that one, but he has been out since then. And as it currently stands on the 18th of January 2021, he's still not back and obviously won't be back for the next, I think it's 3 to 5 months. It's that bad that at the point of registering the team for the Premier League at the start of January and the transfer window opened, he's not a part of it. So yeah, might have seen the last of Harry Kane for the season. And as such, that did kind of work in with a bit of a downturn in form, to be completely honest. The first 2 games back were fine. We beat Fulham. It was, again, a bit of a difficult one, beating 1-0. Desna in the Europa League, we beat 3-0. I'll show you my group in a minute and the draw and everything else around that as well. And then after that, it just really started to go downhill. You can see here, defeat to Wolves in the Premier League. We then beat Real Sociedad, which was fine. And then this run happened. Can I highlight all of them? Yes, I can. This run of a month's worth of games and a month's worth of tiredness and just general tomfoolery and dodginess, yeah, just didn't go very well, to be completely honest. Um, yeah, it was not a good month. Close to the month where I genuinely thought I might lose my job, because although the board were not massively dissatisfied with what I was doing, I still had that concern that was going to happen, so it was a big worry for me. Yeah, lost to Crystal Palace, draw against Victoria Pilsen in the Europa League, draw to West Ham, lost to Southampton, drew against Man United, lost to Leeds in the Carabao Cup quarter final. That game, we were 1-0 up until like the 83rd minute. Ridiculous. A draw against Man City, that was fine. That was thanks to big man JDFM for giving me a tactic to muck around with. Be honest though, mate, I haven't used it since because it didn't work very well in the next few games. 0-0 draws against Aston Villa and Brighton. And then we've done all right since that. So since the turn of the year, excuse me, into 2021, we've been okay. We've not been perfect. This game against Eastleigh, we would beat them 1-0 in the FA Cup third round. Tells you we've not been perfect, but it's a step in the right direction at least. I think you'll agree. Before I go into the Premier League, before I go into the Premier League, let me just show you the Europa League quickly. So let's go in and do that. I'm going to try to don't look. We're Group E. There we go. So we went through as the first qualifiers in Group E. We drew 2 games, as you know, both 2-2 against Real Sociedad and Victoria Pilsen. That was fine. To get through to those, we went. Is it League Path? Is it this one? We beat FH, so Icelandic team in the first knockout round, in the second knockout round, qualifying round, whatever you call it. We then beat. Oh, where are we? We then beat Lokomotiva in the third round, and then I think it was AEK or AEK Athens. Yeah, AEK Athens, AEK, how you're going to call them, in the fourth round. That got us through to the thing anyway. For the first knockout round, we played Borussia Mönchengladbach, or Gladbach, however you want to pronounce it. Hopefully, that should be a tie we can get through. And to be honest, looking at the teams that are in this, it's the first time I've properly looked at them. The biggest worries I've got are going to be Arsenal, as much as I hate to say it, being manager of Tottenham. Dortmund are definitely going to be up there. Milan, maybe. And I think that's it. I don't know whether, though, I haven't checked this. I don't know whether the Champions League teams go into it at second knockout round, though. So that could, in fact, I can check that, can't I? Because I can check what happened to Dortmund. How do I do that? Competitions, is it? Is it this one? Euro Cup, knockout round. Oh, no, so they're already in. So there you go. So, yeah, I'm pretty confident with that, got to be honest. I don't see many issues apart from, like you say, the ones I've just mentioned there. Maybe Porto. I don't know. We'll see. So we're looking pretty good, basically. And we've got an away tie in the first round, which is always nice because obviously you can go home for the second one. Happy days. FA Cup wise, we are into the fourth round of that. So we are up against Swindon, which is actually the next game I'm going to be playing offline. Obviously, regular updates, you need to go look at the blog. The link for that will be in the description of this video. So we're up against Swindon in that one at home. So again, hopefully should be a result, a tie that we can get through. I didn't actually see if there's any giant killings in the third round. Leicester went out to Blackburn. It's pretty interesting. I didn't see any other major ones. Watford out to Middlesbrough. Not really. No, nothing really that I can see there. No names out of, apart from, I guess, Fulham. Other than that, I would argue that's pretty much where you'd expect it to be. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then league-wise, we're starting to pick up a bit of form. But again, with that massive slump we had, where you dropped down a little bit, we are currently in 7th. The good thing is we're not losing games, but as you can see, we're just not winning them either. We're drawing so many games, and that's the biggest thing I'm struggling with in this FM. Is trying to find a tactic that can actually score a number of goals. We're really good defensively. We're just really struggling to score goals. If I show you the actual full state of play, where is this the right one? Yeah, you can see we've only conceded 13 goals in 19 games, which is the third best in the league, only bettered by Man City and Liverpool. So we're doing well in that respect. We're just struggling to score goals. That's the biggest thing. And obviously, yes, it comes in line with Harry Kane being injured and things like that, because he scored 15 in 13 games or vice versa before he got injured. So it clearly makes a difference, but we definitely need someone to help pick up the pieces in that regard. Before I finish up, because I think that's pretty much everything I want to show you other than the transfers, there's not been a huge amount to report, to be honest. if you've read the blog, you'll know kind of roughly what I've been doing with transfers there or thereabouts. But yeah, it's been fairly nondescript in terms of transfers, to be completely honest with you. Um, a lot of it has been my director of football being a silly boy and trying to bulk out the youth team, which has been annoying. So I've taken him off that duty now because he's been taking the piss a little bit. But yeah, the biggest ones, Nicola Ravella came from Genoa. He's not actually played yet. He is out on loan, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he's gone to Portsmouth. The only one really who's gone straight into the team is Samuel Guijo. I believe that's how you pronounce it. He's an Algerian ball-playing defender. He's a really good prospect, to be fair. And if you're looking for people to buy on your saves, then come and look at this guy because he's really cheap. I think he cost us 5 million, something like that in the end. Yeah, 5.75 million. He only wanted 54k a week, and he's more than capable of slotting into pretty much any Premier League team outside of the top sort of 3 or 4, I would say. You're not going to see him at a Chelsea, a Liverpool, or a Man City, I don't think. Any of the other ones, though, I would argue you could see him in, which is exactly what I went for. And then outgoing business, again, not a huge amount changing here. I suppose the biggest ones are Serge Aurier going out on loan, but will be leaving at the end of the season. There's a mandatory fee in the deal to Sevilla, so he's effectively left the club. Um, the other one is going to be Danny Rose. He went out on loan to West Brom, and he's leaving at the end of the summer to go to some team I've never even heard of. They were just an acronym, so I can't even remember who they are. And that's pretty much it. Like I say, I I'm struggling because I have some very specific things I have to keep in mind when I'm looking at buying in players. They have to be, well, they desire me to buy players under the age of 22, which they're disappointed about, and and they're preferring that I sign English players. Now, Daniel Levy's given me 11.5 million to work with. Where am I going to find an under 22 English player who's going to be good enough to actually do something to the team for 11 million pounds? It's just not going to happen. I have got some options for the summer. I'm looking at the likes like Jack Grealish is a big option because Gareth Bale is going to go back and he wants like £500,000 a week, which is just not going to happen. So we'll try and extend the loan and see what happens there. So Jack Grealish is definitely an option. I might look at some players, some Leeds if they do go down because they're 19th at the moment. It's like Calvin Phillips because we've got Moussa Sissoko, but he's getting a bit old now, so need to kind of look at some other options there. But generally, apart from the disappointment of not qualifying currently for the Champions League via the league, which if we can start to turn our form around, I don't think is beyond the realms of possibility. Yeah, it's not great, but there's definitive room for improvement, and that's the main thing at this stage, I think. So yeah, it's going all right. Once if we can get Harry Kane back earlier rather than later, so 3 months would be what, April from now. Ideally, that'd be great if we can get him back. If we can't, I'm still in the hunt for a striker anyway. I did actually have a bid and a contract deal accepted for Odsonne Edouard, but I couldn't sell him because I couldn't buy him because I didn't have the money because Steven Bergwijn was going to leave for 25 million but didn't, so stayed. So I couldn't afford Edouard in the end, which is a bit of a shame, but these things happen. So yeah, there might be some transfer business. The squad might be a little bit different by the time I see you guys next time around. The next video I will do will be obviously there's not going to be times for these. That's the most important thing to note. Time when that video will be in game will either be at the end of the season, so like literally like days after the season's finished, or what it's probably most likely going to be is just before the start of the new season, so that I can bulk transfers and stuff like that in as well. That seems like the most sensible approach. So that's going to be it from me. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Like I say, hopefully you can kind of get on board with these new interim types of videos. Like I said in the little intro there, new PC is on the way, should be here at the start of December. So proper videos will be back as soon as possible, and some other fun stuff, which I'll give you guys a bit more detail on closer to the time. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, make sure you hit that like button on the video. That'd be very much appreciated, especially during this time of slightly less content. If this is the first time you've seen the channel, welcome along, and hopefully you've enjoyed this one. Hit that subscribe button and hit the bell notification so you know whenever these videos are going out. And let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you've got some ideas as to maybe who I can bring in, maybe some suggestions and things like that. Knowing me, I'll have probably finished the transfer window by then, but we can look at the summer one, can't we? Let me know your thoughts in the comments as well. But that's going to be it from me, guys. My name's been David. I'm going to leave you with my shiny new outro now, which you hopefully have seen already. And yeah, take it easy. See you again soon. Bye bye.